What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video today, and today we are covering World War Z. They just released a brand new update, if you guys haven't heard already. In this update, they are adding things like Horde Mode XL and Weapon Progression 2. Big things that I felt like this game needed a couple refreshes. There's still some things I want, but let's get into the Horde Mode. So the Horde Mode is essentially this brand new map that just came out. And if you guys haven't played the original Horde Mode, if you've never played this game before, they actually have a standard Horde mode, and this one is the Horde Mode XL, which with common sense knowledge, we know it's going to be bigger hordes and crazier things. With this update, there's going to be a new map. So kind of the objective of this map and this new mode is that you have to fend off the hordes as long as possible without them getting to the civilian camp that is located inside the shopping mall. So it's a brand new location inside the shopping mall in Japan. And every 5 rounds, there's an XL Horde mode that comes. If you guys play like COD Zombies, you have like these little special bosses like dogs or so on and so forth. There's like every 5 rounds there's something. This game's kind of implementing that in its own way with XL hordes. And in those XL rounds, the hordes will come to that fence in that specific camp and try to knock it down. And once the defenses are completely down, then you guys lose. Or if you guys die within between those 5 rounds, they'll go strictly after you. If all teams die, then it's game over. So there's pretty much 2 ways to kind of lose this, because every time we've lost, we actually haven't lost from like our whole team dying. We've actually lost just from the camp being infiltrated by the zombies. So if you guys haven't played this before, let me lay it out to you. As you can see that there is these stations where you can buy defenses, you can buy weaponry, you can buy supplies, you can buy these things to kind of fortify your defenses to get stronger and kind of hold them off a little better, which is going to be extremely important in this game mode in particular, more so than even the standard horde mode, because of the fact that you have to worry about these XL hordes, and there's this another element that you have to protect. Sadly, this update is only for the next gen consoles, so PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, even though the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, they actually do get the weapon progression update, because that's not super intensive on your system. The one thing I love about this new mode is I love the amount of strategy. Like, I played the previous Horde mode, there was good strategy in that as well, but having to worry about that extra element of defending it with those XL hordes coming to take down specifically that camp makes you kind of think about and strategize the game a lot more so. And I found myself coordinating a lot more in this compared to other survival games or even the standard horde mode as it is. And I love that about it. It's something I feel like no other survival co-op shooter has at the moment. Is yes, there's strategy. I would say Warhammer when you get into those higher levels of strategy, but this game, like with the ability of defenses and all these things, where it's more of like, instead of going through enemies, you're trying to defend the enemies. It makes it a lot more strategic and feels like that classic tower defense type of game, but obviously you are actually playing the person as it is. So all in all, I had a really fun, awesome time. The cinematics, I guess I don't know cinematics, but like seeing those XL hordes come in is something crazy. It's something unlike I've ever seen in a video game that I can think of. It was just the amount of bodies, and it's honestly kind of impressive to think that they're able to produce those many assets moving all at once with really no significant frame drop at all. I noticed myself performing. Obviously, this game came out in 2019, and it also wasn't like, it's not the most graphically like demanding game. It looks great, don't get me wrong, but it's not like the most demanding game in the world. So I find it super impressive that they're able to do this, and probably the fact that they had to optimize it for consoles does help that. So one thing I did see online is for people who do have the previous gen, you are able to do a free upgrade when you get a new console. So if you guys have the game and you have Aftermath for the previous gen and you just haven't been able to get it, don't worry about it. Eventually, when you guys are able to get those new consoles, you'll get that free upgrade too. Also, they added some new bosses for the standard horde mode to kind of make up for those players that haven't been able to, that are stuck on that last gen and have been able to play the new content. But yeah, let's get into the weapon progression too, which is another big update in this game. So basically the weapon progression, it's a little lackluster. I would have liked to seen it a little bit more in depth, but obviously kind of like the the way this game is built with it being third person, like the skins, even though the skins look like they have attachments, the attachments don't really do too much, aside from the suppressor, because you can't really see it. And then if you go into first person mode, if you guys have the Aftermath update, which still bothers me that you can't actually aim in properly. It's still a third person aim in. I really wish, I guess maybe it's just not feasible. That's my guess. I would imagine that obviously they clearly thought about it at some point, but they just couldn't do it. But so the progression system is, it kind of reset everybody who's played before. It's going to reset you prior to level 6, because that's when level 6 is when you start progressing and being able to unlock perks for your weapon. So instead of attachments, you're actually unlocking perks, and there's 3 slots. And obviously as you go through, I know the first one is 6. I can't remember the last level that you have to rank up your gun to get that 3rd slot. But once there's certain things like custom magazines and all kinds of other perks to help you fend it off. Like I said, I think it's a little lackluster, but it is a nice little change. It does give you something to kind of grind for that I felt like this game was missing a little bit, especially if you've already ranked up your classes from, if you're a long time player. It gives you something to kind of work towards on all your guns to kind of get all those perks, those and level up all those guns to max level. Overall, I will say the game is definitely worth coming back. If you guys have owned this game, you guys love this game, or if you've just never left, obviously you're probably already playing it. But if you guys haven't played it yet and have been on the fence, it is a free update if you have Aftermath. I do recommend coming back and playing this. This is an awesome mode. It is probably, like I said, one of the coolest wave-based survival games I've ever played. I do think it's not going to keep those long-time players or people that have put in a ton of effort and have ranked up all their classes and all their guns. It might not keep you entertained for super long, because once you kind of get all your weapon unlocks done, for those guys who already maxed out all the classes, there's not going to be too much to do. It's not, I will say, it's not as big as an update as Aftermath was, because Aftermath, you had so much content to grind for through the classes with like leveling up that weapon tree or that class tree. But it's still fun nonetheless. I think it does add an extra element. It does make it a little bit more strategic, and it makes it pretty tough, honestly. I still think the game, like I said, lacks severe content update. This Horde mode is awesome, but to me, it's still just a side mode, and the game is obviously like really big on its campaigns. That's like the main bulk of this game. That's how this game launched, was strictly on campaigns, and then added Horde modes down the road. I would still like to see more episodes. It is extremely sad that this game has been out since 2019 and they've only added 2 episodes, and that was with the Aftermath update, and they added standard Horde mode and Horde mode XL. I'm not sure if like maybe they don't value this game super high and they just kind of want to just slowly like, you know, trickle out and get those last like kind of like game sales. I do think as it currently stands, the game it was on sale. Sale's now passed, but I mean, $40 for a 4-year-old game, I still think is a little steep personally. Hopefully I would like to see them permanently bring the game price down for a lot of players, because at the end of the day, it is an old game. There's a decent player base. There's a solid player base. I think as I last checked on the Steam charts, it is about 4,000 people on Steam. Obviously there's gonna be more, but I would still like to, for as long as this game's been out, it still should have way more content. There should be at least 15 episodes, I think. I mean, 4 years is a very long time, but maybe they're working on another game. I haven't really kept up to date with Saber Interactive and what they're doing with the next processes. So they could potentially be working on a new game. Who knows? But if you guys haven't played the game and you guys have been on the fence, I recommend getting it. There is a ton of stuff to go for now if you're going into it brand new. There's I believe 8 different classes. You have 7 episodes of campaigns, and now you have these 2 Horde modes. And like I said, the player base is still active on it, so you can still go in there and play with randoms. You're not going to really have any issue with that. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the content, please feel free to leave it a like and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys in the next one, and have fun with the new update. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And yeah, peace out.